Hey, what's up, Phirst Contention fans? Welcome back. We got a great show in store for you. It's college basketball season. March Madness is coming upon us. March Madness is coming, like winter's coming if you watch Game of Thrones. But it's college basketball. Keep it locked right here, Phirst Contention.
Let's get this party started.
Coverage tight, spotlight on tomorrow. Who you with? Trust, you'll be delighted that you followed. At Phirst Contention, the invention. We debate sports, of course we should mention.
What's that?
We cover games, we don't play suspensions. We 100, so if your star's missing, we let you know your squad surely gone fishing. We never fish though, no, not our motto. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention.
What's up, Phirst Contention fans? Welcome back to another week with your average sports fans debating sports the way the average guy would, because we're all just the average sports fan. I'm your host, Josh Harris, live from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We got Mr. Ty Sosina. How's it going?
Going good. Salutations, everybody. I'm an above-average sports fan.
Whatever you call it. And also in Minneapolis, Mr. Marvin Shake-a-Leg Banks.
Don't believe me, just watch Hola, Senors and Senoritas.
So disappointed.
And live from Gaithersburg, Maryland, Steve Davis. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? Strive higher every day.
All right, we're going to jump right into it today. Kick things off. We're going to talk about Jadeveon Clowney. Should he sit down out for the season or should he play? What are your thoughts? What's at risk here? I know what the athlete and everyone probably will say, but then if it's guaranteed to go first pick, what do? What are your thoughts? We'll start things off with you, Mr. Banks.
With Jadeveon Clowney guaranteed to be the #1 pick, barring injury next year, as a business person, you have to sit out. As an athlete, you have to play. So, in my sense, you got to play, without a doubt. You easily have to play. If Jadeveon Clowney doesn't play, that tells me that you're scared. And scared money don't make no money, as everybody say. So he has to get out there and go play and just continue just to be dominant. That hit on Denard Robinson, oh, my Lord Jesus. That's illegal in 15 states. I just want to let y'all know that.
All right, you heard it, Mr. Clowney. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, says Marvin Banks. Steve, what are your thoughts?
So basically, to me, if he foregoes this year and basically go to the NFL because he's going to be a #1 draft pick, it kind of shows some selfish implications just because your team is in a chance to, have a good run next year. You also have a chance to actually win the Heisman next year that can bring more notoriety to South Carolina. And you can just build on what you've learned last year and just continue to grow as a player. So if you just forego that and just try to go for the money, I don't know what that says for you as a character-wise type of player. But to me, I don't want you on my franchise if you're healthy and you choose not to play.
But isn't it not necessarily just about the money, but more so the same reason everyone else goes to college, so that they can come out and they can get a career and have a good paying career and ultimately take care of their family? Not necessarily the money. So that's, if you can get a good paying job without going to school, wouldn't you want to take it up?
But that career is going to be there. I mean, even if he's not going to be even though he's not going to be the #1, if he's not the #1 pick, he's still going to be in the NFL next year. It's without a doubt if you look at his skills. I mean, he can only go down, but at the same time, he can build off what he's learned in college, have some more fun with his teammates and have a chance to win a Heisman. Like, why would you pass that up?
Heisman, Schmeisman, get that money. Ty, what are your thoughts?
Let me drink from my Jadeveon Clowney glass. Sorry. Prepare to answer this question. I know, big old glass. Let's see. He could hurt himself like his teammate Marcus Lattimore did and hurt his stock. You got quarterbacks like Sam Bradford, who hurt himself his senior year, but still was drafted #1 overall. But if we all reflect to that hit he put on Vincent Smith in the Outback Bowl, I think it's a pretty safe bet that he will play. No one can throw that man around like he throws everybody else around. He's got an NFL body. The NFL will be there waiting for him. Go out, ball out, and do some things at South Carolina this year. They have a chance to make some moves. So go play.
All right. So everyone, the consensus is he should play. All right, we'll have to take what it is. He should play.
Sits out.
Moving right along. Basketball season. Yes, college basketball season is in full throttle. March Madness is swiftly coming upon us. It is almost here. Who's the best team in college basketball? What conference are they from? We went over this a little bit last week. Is the Big Ten where it's at? Is it the SEC? Who has the best team in college basketball right now? We'll let you start things off, Ty.
We did talk about this last week. Yes, we know the Big Ten is the better conference. Now, there's some losses going around that conference because they're so strong, knock each other off. So right now, I'm going to say the best team in college basketball is...
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Miami Hurricane. What you know about them Miami boys? They done took the swag from the football team that hasn't been there for years and brought it to the basketball team. They've got so many seniors, 6 seniors that got experience. You got Dwayne Wade and LeBron James courtside watching Warren Sapp out there till you smack the ground. They beat Duke and North Carolina. Not as good this year, but it's great psychologically. The Canes, man, it's so exciting. So exciting. That boy Shaylock. That boy good.
They are pulling in some fans. Steve, what are your thoughts? Who's the best college basketball team currently?
You know what? This is a difficult question for me because, as you see, anybody who's had the #1 ranking this year obviously loses it within days of gaining it. So it's hard to judge about who's going to be the best team that's going to come out on top. I still believe the best team is in the Big Ten. It may not be Michigan, but I still think Indiana has a chance to still, get that #1 ranking and go all the way to the Final Four in the national championship. Basically because they're built from the inside out. They have the post game, they have the guys that can, get the rebounds and blocks with Zeller in the post, and they have the perimeter guys to make the shots and be playmakers. And that's really what's going to come down to it at the end. And I believe the Big Ten still has that stronghold.
Okay. And the playoff, what Steve said, the #1 seed has been tossed around quite a bit this season. But I venture to say that that's indeed what makes good basketball, when you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen out there on their court, any game. Banks, what are your thoughts? Who's the best college basketball team out there right now?
The best college basketball team right now, as of today,
Brittany Griner.
Would have to go out to East Lansing and the whooping that Michigan State put on Michigan. A 21-4 record, arguably one of the better teams in the Big Ten, probably the best team in the Big Ten. No one is talking about Michigan State. Tom Izzo has always taken his team to the Final Four once out of every 4 years. You can't take that away from a Hall of Fame coach like that. He already has a national championship underneath his belt. And the throttling that they put on Michigan, boy, oh boy, they had them down by 30 points. I like Michigan State as the best team in college right now. And don't dog my basketball knowledge. Kind of right on my picks, so don't knock it.
Your time is up, Marv. Thank you.
I've kind of been right on the Clippers this year, so don't dog the picks.
You're giving the Gophers a lot of credit because we already beat Michigan State.
This is true.
In Michigan.
We're going to keep it moving. But keeping it in college basketball, Nerlens Noel, torn ACL, out for the season. Projected to be a star player, projected to do big things at Kentucky, and now he's going to be sitting it down. Now many are questioning the one and done rule. Should you have to go to college and play for a year, or should they reevaluate that rule and allow players to come out of high school again? Was it worth it? Some are saying now that he hurt himself in college, the one and done rule is to blame here, that if he had gone straight to the pros, he may not have gotten hurt, or he would have at least been getting paid when he got hurt and have something to look forward to. What are your thoughts on Nerlens Noel's injury and the one and done rule as it pertains to professional basketball and college basketball? We'll kick things right back to you, Steve.
Well, first of all, my condolences and sorrows go out to Nerlens Noel for being out for the whole year. But second of all, I would just like to say, I actually think they should actually add a year for these guys to actually stay in college at least 2 years. Just because of the simple fact, most of these guys come out premature and they really don't, evolve their game in the NBA until maybe 3 or 4 years. There's only a select few guys that come out, maybe in the first year or back in the previous years and out of high school that actually turn out to be superstars. If you really look at last year's draft, it's only about 3 or 4 guys that's actually making a staple. The rest of the guys are just like, maybe we thought they were good, but not too much. I mean, stay in college, get their experience, grow, and, the NBA is going to be there, and the more experience you gain, the better you'll be off when you get there. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm. Banks, what are your thoughts?
I know I went over on time. My bad.
I would have to say either like this, either come out of high school and go in or stay 3 years in college. And the reason being is because a lot of the college basketball game is kind of being a little bit diluted. Right now, name the star player in college basketball. Don't worry, I'll wait. You don't have that same star power as you did when players were staying a little bit longer to really identify with the team. That's how come a team like Miami with 6 seniors on the team is very dominant, being up on freshmen. You looked at the last some of the high schoolers that came in. Yeah, you have Amari, LeBron, Kobe, but you also have Sebastian, Leon Smith, and also Deshaun Stevenson.
Oh.
Okay. Ty, what are your thoughts?
Switched up. I actually changed my thinking. I'm not gonna get away with their money. Let them go straight to the pros if they want. My mom told me if you do bad, you do it for yourself. You know what? These programs are just renting these players for 1 year. They're really good players. So what's the point? If you know they're going to go straight to the pros, just let them go to the pros. Not to mention, while they rent them for a year, they get all this money off of them while the player gets nothing. So you know what? What the heck? If you want to go to the pros and you have the skills, go there, make your money, and stop making other people money off of you.
I'm sorry, I'll have to interject there when you say that the player gets nothing. As someone who's had to pay for a college education, they get quite a bit, and it's not cheap nowadays. They get paid to play. Do they take advantage of it in all cases? No.
It's pointless to rent. They're doing what LA is doing right now. They're renting Dwight Howard for one term just so he can go off. You might as well have not gotten Dwight Howard in the first place.
It's a joke to call someone a student athlete when you know that you're not going to be in class for more than a year. So,
yeah, but half these guys don't turn out to be NBA superstars, though. So why would you come out in 1 year? I don't understand.
If they don't turn out to be a superstar, then it's their fault because they should have went to college.
It's their fault? Yeah, I guess it is. But when you look at the turnover to NBA, very few actually make it to the NBA. And actually, there was a study that was done as African-American male athletes, particularly since the NBA is dominated by African-American athletes. If you're an African-American male basketball player at a Division I school, you have a 14% chance of graduating college in 6 years. It's pretty pathetic.
In 6.
That's something that should be addressed, considering that the rate of those players going to the NBA is even lower. Well, that's all we got for you on Phirst Contention. We'll leave you with that little tidbit of knowledge, because we're the average sports fans debating sports. Oh, Ty's above average. Okay, yeah, Ty's above average. Somebody's a shiner. And we'll see you guys next week on Phirst Contention. Peace.
Ride with Phirst Contention, that's full throttle in. We sport on deals, on court, on fields. The victors, the vengeance, the legends, latest invention. Phirst Contention. We sport the legends, latest invention. Game face grit, like born for playoffs. Say it all in small time like payoffs.